all of these states that have these laws ready to go restricting abortions, and Texas is, of course, one of them. They were one of the first to implement a controversial abortion bill, the so-called heartbeat bill, which bans abortions after about 6 weeks of pregnancy. A doctor is required to check for a heartbeat. I want to bring in Texas State Senator Bryan Hughes for more on the Supreme Court's decision. Senator Hughes, I understand you wrote that heartbeat bill. For just first and foremost, your reaction to the Supreme Court's ruling.
I did write the heartbeat law, and thank you for having me. It's a big day. Now, in America, the right to equal protection of the laws is being extended to that innocent unborn baby growing inside her mother's womb. This is a big deal. When we passed the heartbeat law in Texas, we were worried about those little babies and also those mothers. That's why we increased funding to $100 million for a program to give mothers tangible help when they're facing difficult pregnancies. So we're excited about the opportunity to save little unborn babies and love and respect and support the mothers. We're going to do both in Texas, and we're going to work with other states to do the same thing. So we're happy today.
Senator, when the heartbeat bill was announced, you wrote an op-ed for the Wall Street Journal explaining it, defending it. These bills are often controversial, but what you said was that the bill was unconventional because it had to be, because of the ruling of Roe v. Wade. Now that it's been overturned, would you like to see a more conventional outright ban on abortion in Texas?
The heartbeat bill took the approach it did, again, because in 1973, the Supreme Court issued a lawless opinion, not based on the Constitution or precedent. And for almost 50 years, the people of America through the states have been fighting back. But the heartbeat law in Texas was also relying on private civil enforcement because a number of district attorneys said, we will not enforce pro-life laws. Even if Roe is overturned, we'll not enforce pro-life laws. So we will still need the private civil enforcement in the heartbeat law to make sure the little babies are being protected. So we'll still need that as we move forward after Roe versus Wade.
Right, but after Roe versus Wade, would you like to see a blanket ban on abortion in Texas?
Well, in Texas, we passed a trigger law last session that says once Roe is overturned, then abortion will be illegal except to save the life of the mother or a serious risk to the mother's health. So that's already going to be the law. We also affirmed that our previous pre-Roe statutes that the Supreme Court blocked in 1973, those are also back in place. So without any further action by the legislature in Texas, now that Roe is gone, will of course allow abortion for the life of the mother, for the health of the mother, if the mother wants it. Other than that, that little unborn baby growing inside her mother's womb, her life's going to be protected. What we'll do next session is do more to provide resources and help for those moms and for those babies, because more moms and more babies are going to need our help.
I know that Oklahoma's trigger bill, they have announced is going to be in effect in the next 30 minutes. Do you know when Texas is going to kick in?
Texas trigger law, by its terms, kicks in 30 days. However, our pre-Roe abortion statutes, which we reaffirmed, are now in effect today. As soon as Roe goes away, those pre-Roe abortion statutes are back in effect. So that's the law in Texas as we speak.
The Texas Tribune reports that under your bill, all abortions, including rape and incest, will be illegal by the end of July, and doctors could face life in prison if they perform a procedure. Is that a fair punishment in your opinion?
I want to be clear, life of the mother, health of the mother is always going to be allowed for. If a doctor who has taken oath to save life, to do no harm, if that doctor takes the life of an unborn child, an illegal abortion in Texas, the doctor is going to face consequences. His medical license with the state medical board and criminal liability, that's all going to depend on the circumstances. You remember Dr. Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia, who was doing horrific things in the case of abortion, and he was held accountable by a Democratic jurisdiction there. So if a doctor is breaking the law, harming, taking innocent life, you bet he's going to be held accountable. I think we would all agree on that.
How about for women who go out of state to then have abortions performed? Would they be facing any legal recourse? And what do you say simply to those women that now feel like they have to leave their home state of Texas?
Two things. Under the heartbeat law and under current law in Texas, there is no criminal action, no civil action against the mother. The mother is a victim in these cases, and we are not seeking consequences against the mother. On the contrary, we're providing support and help for the mothers. As far as going out of state, nothing in our law in Texas affects out-of-state conduct. And so right now we're concerned about little lives being saved in the state of Texas, and each state will be doing the same thing.
You've a few times now mentioned how your priority after this is going to be making sure that there's funding to support these young mothers, or all mothers and children that would then be the mothers would give birth to. I want to give you a chance to expand on that, because we're hearing from millions of women who are afraid right now, Senator. They're very scared. They say that there aren't the resources there to support them. And what we've seen statistically is being forced to carry a child to term has impacts on education, has impacts on finances, it has lifelong impacts. So can you tell us specifically what Texas is going to do to help protect those mothers and those children?
Thank you for asking that. It is so important. Of course, there are programs to help folks who are struggling economically, folks who are low income. We also put $100 million in the budget last year into the Alternatives to Abortion program for real tangible help for those moms. Baby formula, diapers, car seats, baby clothes, parenting classes. For those women who want to choose adoption, help with the adoption process. That program helped 125,000 expectant mothers and adoptive parents last year. There'll be more going forward. So yes, we're serious about this. We recognize there's a little baby that needs protection and a mother that needs love and support and help. And we can do both. I happen to have been born to an unwed mother. And we recognize this is the reality for so many Americans. We believe those little lives are worth saving. And we also know we have a responsibility to help those moms and help those little babies. And that's our challenge, and we are up to it.
Senator, I know you're a state senator, you represent Texas, but I am curious because in these past 50 years, a lot of conservatives, the stance that they took was that this should be up to the states to decide. It's about states' rights. Now that Roe versus Wade has been overturned, do you still think it should be left up to the states to individually decide whether they want abortion to be legal or not?
That's my focus. Under our federal system, each state will make its own rules, and people are going to vote with their feet. For years now, people have been leaving those states with higher taxes, higher regulation, less liberty, and moving to Texas. We believe that's going to continue.
All right. Texas State Senator Bryan Hughes, we appreciate your time today.
Thanks for having me on.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.